Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm really excited because I'm going to be doing my first um, one brand tutorial, and I'm going to use all e.l.f. products. I've been wanting to do this for quite a long time now, and I just never got around to it. So let's just go get right into it. I will say I already prepped my face and everything, and I just have to use two different products because I don't have something for it. So I'm going to use a different concealer and a different face powder. So I'm going to do my eyes first, and also I'm going to try to use as many e.l.f. brushes too to use to do this tutorial. So I still don't know exactly what type of look I'm going to go for, but I'm just going to wing it. So I'm going to use my blending brush that I've had for a while. I just never really used it. And yeah, a lot of these products that I have in front of me, I haven't used at all, and I've had this for like months now. So I'm super excited to try these out for you guys. So using my blending brush, and this is from e.l.f. I am first. Let me prep my eyes. I'm gonna use my concealer to prep my eyes because I don't have a primer. And also, I'm gonna try to not use my mirror today. In case if I need one, I have one. That's not enough. Yeah, whenever you don't have primer, you can definitely use concealer to prime your lids. This is a Sephora brand concealer that I've been using lately. I already did my eyebrows too. That's another product. Um, I had to use my Gimme Brow from Benefit because I used which one did I use? I had used the the Instant Lift Brow Pencil in the color Natural Brown, and it did not look good on me. It was too dark. I didn't like it at all. So I had to take it off, and I just redid my brows. Okay. So now I think I'm going to go into my Mad for Matte palette, eyeshadow palette. If I can get it open. It looks like this. These are all mattes, which I really like. And I am going to use this one color for my transition shade. Maybe mix the two together, tap off the excess. And then I'm just gonna go put it in my crease and do windshield wiper motions, just like this. I never used this brush before, so I hope it's good. So far, it's picking up the product really nicely. I definitely want to do more of these tutorials, the one brand tutorial. So let me know what brand you would like to see next. I've been mixing these two colors together. Tap off the excess. I know this lighting sucks, but it looks a lot better in person from what I can see right now. I'm using my mirror. So, okay, so next I am going to use my baked eyeshadow in the color Toasted. It looks like this. And I am going to use an eyeshadow brush. I've had these brushes forever and I just never really got to use them. I have so many of these though because they're only $1. And yeah, so I'm going into the eyeshadow. And I love these baked eyeshadows. They're extremely pigmented. And if you want it to be more vibrant in color, I don't know why this is not picking up so great. You can also use some Fix Plus or water or eye drops to make it make the color more vibrant. And then just spray some. And then just pat it on your lid. So I am just patting this all over my lid. I don't know if I got a dud for this shadow because it's not coming up so great. That's okay though. Let's do the next eye. It's very hard trying to do your makeup in front of the camera with no mirror. Gonna spray some more Fix Plus. You don't want to spray it into your product because if you do, it's gonna ruin it. This eyeshadow is not working, but that's okay. I am then going to go into the Mad for Matte palette again and just build up from there using a different color. Actually, I'm not. I am going to use my Prism one. Now, these are beautiful. I just went into this color right here. And I'm going to layer it on top of the Toasted eyeshadow color. Now that's really coming up. Now that's pretty. I love e.l.f. and there's some hits and some misses, of course. Um, this eyeshadow palette right here is definitely a hit. I love it. This is kind of like a light golden, kind of a gold color, like a very light gold color, like a yellow gold. Okay, so I'm gonna go back using my blending brush, and I'm just gonna blend this all out, making sure there's no harsh lines. Next, I'm gonna go into the Matte for Matte palette again, and I'm gonna take a more darker shade, and let's use this one. This is more of a dark colored with a like a warm undertone to it, and I'm just gonna take it all the way right here to really like make it a bit darker on the outer corner. Make a little mess, it's okay. That's why I decided to do my eyes first. So that way, if you make a mess, you could take it off easily without taking off your foundation. Alright, so next I am just going to use a clean blending brush, which I know I have one. This is just a Sigma one that I'm just going to use really quickly. It's the E25. This is one of my favorite blending brushes. So now I'm just going to blend this all out, make sure there's no harsh lines. It looks a lot better in person. This lighting sucks. I'm sorry. And this is a really pretty color combo. Okay, so next I am going to use an eyeliner. This is from e.l.f. I've never used it before, and hopefully it's okay. This is the waterproof eyeliner pen. I've never used it, and it's pretty dark. Look at that. Ooh, so I'm a little nervous about using this because, let's see. I'm just going to make a very small line. I'm not going to do any wing or anything like that. One thing I can say is that this is not going on easily. So this is definitely a mess. Yeah. Mm. Just be careful, especially if you wear contacts. So I don't like this eyeliner. FYI, it's not going on easily. And it's already kind of drying out. So if you mess up or you don't make an even line, that's okay. I'm going to show you what I normally do when I mess up and I don't want to take off my makeup and redo it. Okay, so it's not horrible, but it's not a straight line. So I'm going to go back into the shadow brush that I had used, and then I am just going to, well, first I'm going to let this dry for like a second. Now I'm just going to pat this over the eyeshadow. This is what I normally do whenever I like mess up with eyeliner. And if I'm using a pencil, then I usually take like a pencil brush and I smudge it to make it more nicer looking if I mess up. This is just what I personally like to do. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so next. So now we're going to do our foundation. I am using the Acne Fighting Foundation in the color Porcelain. It looks like this. I've used this once before and I did like it. Yeah, but this is like my second time using it. So this is going to be interesting because I do have a foundation brush from e.l.f., but it's this kind, which I'm not a fan of. It's the flat kind. I hate these kind of brushes. Plus, it's like really small. It's soft and everything, but I don't like these type of foundation brushes. I like stipple brushes um, or like a buffing brush. So I'm gonna try to use this new one from e.l.f. It's the Beautiful Bare Stiff. I can't even say it. The stipple brush. Yeah. So let's see. I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand. Not too much. And then I think it's kind of a good match. It's a very light on me, but I am light skinned. I'm very fair actually. And this foundation, it's pretty thick, which I like. I already know this is going to be a long video, so I'm sorry. And the other thing I like is that it's covered up my redness pretty good. This is very hard not to use the mirror when I'm looking at the camera at you guys. So I just got to do this. Always make sure you go down your neck so that it matches because you don't want to be looking like a clown. Normally, I keep my hair out of my face. I don't know how some women do it, doing their makeup with their hair all in front. It drives me crazy. So let me know what you guys think so far, especially with this foundation. I do like it. It's just, and it's buildable because it's doing a pretty good job with my redness. Okay, so next I am going into with my concealer. Like I said, I don't have a concealer from e.l.f., so I am going to use my Sephora one. And I use the color 03. This is very it's a lot easier just using a mirror. A mirror. And then I need a mirror. I really do. So let's see. I really like this brush. I know I'm looking really pale right now, but we're going to use bronzer to warm up my face. So next, whenever you use concealer under your eyes, you already know, use a setting powder to set it. And I'm going to use my other small stipple brush from e.l.f. And this is the contour palette. Is it? Yep, which I absolutely love. And I'm going to use this to set my under eyes. Normally, I don't use a stipple brush to set it, but I'm trying to use as many brushes from e.l.f. Yeah. You want to use a setting powder under your eyes for your concealer so it won't crease on you throughout the day. That's why you should always use setting powder. And here's my little trick. Always look up when you're putting on the setting powder because it's going to help with not creasing. I know I don't always do that, but it does help. Okay. Next, I'm gonna set my face up. I have to use my It Cosmetics powder because I don't have a cinnamon powder from e.l.f. I am gonna use that. I'm going to go into it with this brush. It's the e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush. I haven't used this before. e.l.f. has a lot of really nice brushes, and I think I just recently read that they're now like PETA approved. So yeah, if I can get this open. Look at that. It's really nice and soft. It's super soft. So I'm just going into my powder to set everything. This is like my all-time favorite powder right now. My go-to to set my foundation. Okay. So everything's set. So to warm up my face a bit, I'm going to use my Kabuki face brush, and let's see, I have this one palette from them. It's eyeshadows, and you open it up, and then you got blushes and bronzers and contours. So I think I'm going to probably use this shade right here. I never used this before, and I hope I like it. Well, I'm going to mix the two, actually. And I'm just going to do this, and just to like warm up my face. I'm not going to do any contour. Well, very little. Normally, I use a much smaller brush to contour, but I'm not today. Normally, I use my contour palette actually to contour, but yeah. I really like this brush because it's super soft and it definitely does the job. So yeah, as you can see, my face is now more warmer. I'm not as pale. And then I am going to go in again to the palette and use a blush. I think I'm going to use this blush right here. And I'm going to use my angled blush brush. Yes, I smile when I put on blush. It's picking up the product pretty good. Normally, I don't use that much blush, but because it's not really coming up so great, I am really laying it down. Okay, so next, this one palette right here, I think I got it during the holiday sale or Christmas, whatever. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the illuminating palette, and this is kind of new. I got this like, I don't know, 2 months ago, or when it first came out. I can't remember when, and I just haven't used it yet. So for my highlight, I'm gonna use this shade right here, and also I'm gonna use this fan brush from e.l.f., which I have not used at all. So hopefully it's good. It's very, I don't know, it's not picking up the product very great, but we'll see. The whole point of doing these one brand tutorials is so you can see exactly how one brand actually works all together and how they do good. I'm not a fan of this. I can definitely use a much better brush, and the product will probably come on me a lot better. This is a little bit too big, actually. So, I'm not a fan of the brush. Yeah, no, not a fan. Definitely not a fan. So, next up, I am going to go into this shade right here, just to use that as my highlight. Definitely tap off the excess because that's a lot. And I'm just going to put this underneath my brow bone, and then just to really give it a highlight. And that came out really pretty, actually. Definitely tap off the excess. Okay, so next I am going to use this mascara. I'm a little nervous because I have the feeling that I'm not going to like this at all because I'm already super picky when it comes to mascaras. This is the e.l.f. 3-in-1 mascara. It lengthens, defines, and volumizes. Looks like this. But first, I am going to curl my lashes. I haven't curled my lashes in so long. Just be careful. The first time I ever used a curler, a lash curler, I was so nervous. But then I got used to it. Okay. So now here comes the part. Ew, I already don't like this brush. This is the brush that it looks like. I don't like those types. Okay. This formula is very kind of dry, so I'm trying to like build it up. At least it's not wet because I hate formulas that are way too wet. Yeah. Mm, I guess it's okay. I just hate these type of brushes. I really do. And it feels so cheap too. It's like hard. Yeah. I think I'm getting sick. Mm, yeah. So definitely not a fan of this mascara. I'm not using that again. But that's the whole point of this whole one brand tutorial. So for my lips, I am going to go into the matte lip color in the color Tea Rose. Looks like this. I like these a lot. I should have used a lip liner, but I don't have any from e.l.f. It's a very pretty pinkish nude color. Um, yeah. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. Um, I pretty much liked everything. The only thing that I did not like, which really surprised me, were the baked eyeshadows, particularly in the color Toasted. Um, I don't know why it didn't work for me that great. And I just swatched this other color that I have, which is Burnt Plum. And it looks like this. It's a really pretty, like, kind of a very dark um, plumish color. Yeah. So that's a no-no for me. And the other thing that I did not like was the mascara and the eyeliner. And of course this other, the the brow pencil, but only in the color natural brown. This was just way too dark on me. I have taupe, which I love, and I usually don't use taupe, but I like this color a lot better on me. And so everything else I really liked, and yeah, so let me know what brands you would like for me to do in like a next one brand tutorial for you guys. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.